Hello and good afternoon from Walt Disney World. I'm using a new camera and I'm going to be doing some sort of a challenge today. Not really, but kind of. So my challenge will be starting at Magic Kingdom today, but then I will be park hopping to other Disney World parks. Alright, I made it out of the train and I'm heading to the ticket center to probably take a monorail at night. Okay, so I made it through security and I am about to hop on the monorail. So head over to Magic Kingdom. It is getting very close to park hopping hours. Alright, so I've made it to Magic Kingdom. There's the monorail station right behind me. So the camera that I'm using right now is a Canon 80D. This is a camera that my brother gave me a long time ago, but I have not really had the chance to configure or play with it yet, so that's what I'm trying to do today, in addition to a pretty fun challenge that I'm going to be undertaking and attempting. So if the focus is off, or if it's a little bit unstable, then it's probably because I'm experimenting with the camera, and I will hopefully improve. Also, a little feature that I have definitely missed being able to do on the camera is this. Look at that, I can zoom in again. I don't know how well I did that, because it's very bright, but I'm heading inside Magic Kingdom. Look at this, walking into Magic Kingdom. There's all of the 100 Acre Wood characters up there. There's Eeyore, Piglet, Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, and Rabbit. And just like that, there they go. There goes Rabbits, and Tigger, and Piglet, and Eeyore, and then there's Winnie the Pooh. Thoughtful Spot is going to be coming back to Magic Kingdom at some point, I think pretty soon, from what they've announced. And Crystal Palace as well, so you'll finally be able to meet the 100 Acre Wood characters again. So what I came here to do today, which I probably need to do pretty soon because the parade is going to be coming down Main Street in about an hour, I want to head into the Emporium and purchase a MagicBand Plus. I wasn't sure if I was going to buy one, but after seeing other people's videos and experiences of it, it seems fun, so I'm gonna go buy one. This is of course tentative on it, whether or not they actually have MagicBand Plus options and availability, but I'll find out. Whoops, stepped off the curb. Alright, so I found the MagicBand Plus section and I chose my MagicBand. It's just a regular red one. They have the sort of generic ones right over there. Then they have the more character special ones and park-related ones like here and over here at this area. But again, just decided to go and get the red one, and then I did mobile checkout with this, so I can go and just walk out of the store right now with my brand new MagicBand Plus. Alright, so mobile checkout is easily just the best system ever when it comes to shopping at Disney. I have my brand new MagicBand Plus and I just got to walk out of the store and scan my phone. That was so quick. Alright, so I made it down Main Street by Casey's Corner and the ice cream parlor here. I have taken my MagicBand Plus out of the package and I'm gonna go try to find a spot maybe in the shade over here to figure it out. Okay, so the Casey's Corner pianist just came on to serenade everybody. So I need to hold my Vander card close to my device. I'm gonna go and tap that right there. Is that going to work? Here we go, I think I successfully linked to my MagicBand Plus. There's the rest of my family and friends right there, so I can continue and hopefully activate this. Okay, so I have to pair my MagicBand Plus to my phone, so I have to power on, press, and quickly release the button on the back of your band, which is right here, okay? So I did it. Once powered on, hold the button down for 3 seconds and release. Okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's vibrating and it's hitting blue, and I can hear it. So hopefully this is just a quick process to pair my MagicBand, which is hopefully reasonably charged already, because I know that a lot of these have not been the most charged. Okay, cool. So now I just need to update this MagicBand Plus and then I can use it. Okay, so my MagicBand Plus is about halfway through the update. You can see that it's glowing green right there. And then I also brought a fuel rod just in case to charge it up a little bit to use, which I hopefully can again before the parade probably steps down and gets to where I am on Main Street in about half an hour to 45 minutes. Alright, so my red MagicBand has a partial charge. It has been updated. It is paired to my Bluetooth, and I can even change the light up theme, which this is probably going to be pretty hard to see, but right now it is set on red. So right now it's sort of pulsing red. I can change it to blue. It's a little bit easier to see. There's green. That one's probably the easiest to see. I think I might keep it with red here. There are a good amount of colors, but red seems just sort of fun. Alright, so that's where I was just sitting for just a minute while I set up my MagicBand Plus, which is now on my wrist, on the same wrist that I have my watch on, but I'm going to head over to the castle and see if I can interact with some statues. That was sort of weird, it just vibrated, but the idea today is to try to go to all of the golden statues in all 4 parks on one day, which looks like it might be pretty close to impossible to accomplish before the parade starts because most of the hub area has been roped off for Lightning Lane viewing for Festival of Fantasy. But I can walk up to Chip and Dale, and I don't really know how to do this. I haven't really watched this part.
Hope you've been having fun. We are.
Well, that was adorable. Alright, I was actually very impressed by that. Now there's a little song playing. I don't think that I did that. Because I heard it. It vibrated before, and then I heard them talk, and then it just started playing a song. Okay, so it vibrated again, and that's probably because I'm in the vicinity of another golden statue, so now I'm gonna go do Winnie the Pooh and Piglets right outside of Adventureland. So I'm just gonna wave my hand in front of it. Okay, I'm hearing little birds chirp and some bees buzzing, and then my MagicBand Plus is vibrating. So Winnie the Pooh was way over there, which was fun. And now the Grand Marshal is coming down the street, which means the parade is pretty close. Behind it, way over there is Tinkerbell, which is currently being blocked by people that are waiting for the parade, which is fine, because I think I'm going to go over to, I guess, Dumbo, and then maybe Stitch. I forgot there were so many statues also back in Fantasyland, so I'll definitely be heading back there. Is Walt Disney like a magical secret statue? I don't think so. Darn it. Okay, so I've made it across the streets to the Dumbo statue. Let's see what Dumbo does. If he can detect me. Dumbo! Uh-oh. Okay, it's vibrating now. There it is. I hope that that's auditory. That was cool. So I'm not sure if anyone's made this connection. They probably have, honestly, but this reminds me so much of Wand Magic over in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, just how it may not always work, and it's roughly the same price. This was $35, and then the more enhanced versions were about $45. I decided to just go and get a red one. But it does remind me a lot of Wand Magic at Universal. Okay, so now I'm heading over to the purple wall right over there for Stitch. It's a Festival of Fantasy. It's in front of the hub right now, and I'm over by the purple wall. And there is Stitch. This has been vibrating sort of a lot, so I'm going to try to see if I can hear the audio associated with this. Okay, it vibrated. What does that mean? Come on, Stitch. Okay. He said I could be part of his Ohana. Hooray! So this one took a little while, and it's the only one in Tomorrowland, so now I think I'm going to head over to Fantasyland to go and do all of those behind the castle, and then come back to the hub. This is probably a pretty good time to be walking through Tomorrowland while the parade is happening, because it's pretty quiet. I decided to go the long way, so I didn't have to deal with the crowd in front of the castle watching the parade right now, and there are also some statues over by the Tea Party. So back over by the teacups should be the Mad Hatter and the Cheshire Cats. Okay, I'm going to do the Mad Hatter first, because there are people in front of the Cheshire Cats. The MagicBand is vibrating.
So excited! I don't know when I've ever been so excited!
Can you hear that? I can't tell if you can hear any of these, but it's very exciting, and I'm presuming that my MagicBand is also lighting up in addition to vibrating, but I obviously can't tell that because it is very bright outside. Okay, so I walked up to it and it already played music, so I don't know if that already activated it or if I'm able to do it again. Am I doing it too fast? Am I standing in the right spots? A little bit confusing. It's not vibrating now, but it was just a second ago. Come on, Cheshire Cat. Oh, it's vibrating again. It's thinking about it. It's detecting its presence. I don't know if this also is kind of contingent on the battery left in my MagicBand Plus here. Oh, it's vibrating again. Oh no, I thought it was going to do it. Usually it vibrates, like, and then something happens with the statue. It's definitely vibrating. There it is. Okay, that's a little bit subtle. I'm interested in the ones that are like slightly farther away, like this one, and then Stitch too, in terms of just the range of how it detects the MagicBand Plus. Alright, so I'm passing by the mini adventures of Winnie the Pooh over to the castle where there are several statues. Alright, so back here in Fantasyland there are Lumiere and Cogsworth, and then Pinocchio. Some of these are a little bit easier to access, which is a little bit surprising. Okay, so my band vibrated. Okay, so you couldn't really hear the characters, just a little musical number. Okay, Pinocchio. I already vibrated before I walked up to it. I'm still really curious about that aspect. The interactivity, is it too sensitive or not sensitive enough? Or if it does accidentally activate, just what is the reset time frame for that?
Hey, you found me. Maybe I found you.
Interesting, that did not really sound like Pinocchio. Okay, so I've definitely been hearing some different versions of the interactivity on the MagicBand from the characters, so that's cool. So that encourages usage in the future. I made the decision to pass through Fantasyland in between Small World and Peter Pan's flights over to Adventureland because there are some statues in Adventureland. This probably wasn't the best way to go, but it's one of my favorites routes to take in Magic Kingdom, but I need to head over towards the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. Alright, so I'm walking through Liberty Square over to Adventureland. It's sort of a bummer, but also pretty convenient that there are no statues back in Frontierland because it's a little bit of a ways back into the very back of the park. I am getting pretty close though to completing at least Magic Kingdom. I just need to head pretty much back to the front of the park and the hub in front of the castle. Right, straight ahead is the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, which means right around the corner is my next statue. So this is probably one of the more discreet golden statues across from the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. My hand is already starting to vibrate. Interesting. That little flourish. Is that? I don't know. I was trying to say, are they reusing that sound for other golden statues? Did I already hear that sound, or was that a different flourish? But there's going to be another one right here, right outside of the gate. Well, there it is right there. That's a Boo. But where do I stand to do this one? Because it's all the way up there. Is it going to detect me underneath it?
Mom, it's a Boo.
I'm not feeling any vibrations right now. Should I be further away? I don't really want to stand in the center of the walkway. Is this one too far away? Does this one even have interactivity? Usually the MagicBand vibrates whenever I'm near one of the golden statues to interact with it, which I think is pretty cool. But it has not yet vibrated at all in the vicinity, and it's very busy over here on this bridge, so I do not want to just stand in the very center trying to interact with it. I don't see any speakers over here, which generally verifies that it has the interactive audio. Okay, there was a break in the crowd, and I'm still trying, but I'm not getting anything from a Boo. Okay, so I backed up, and it vibrated, which I don't know. Oh. Okay, I just heard it. I just heard a flourish. So the speakers are all the way back over here by the egg roll cart. I was wondering if this one was for this one or if it was for Dumbo, but I guess it was for this one. It's confusing because a lot of other people are doing this too, but you know that it's yours because it vibrates in a certain way and sort of pulses on your wrist so that you know that it's for your MagicBand. Okay, so in front of the castle, well, I think the show is about to start. Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair. So there's Tinkerbell, there's Jacques and Gus Gus, and then there's all of the characters in the hub, and then way down in Town Square there's what are their names? Lady and the Tramp. Okay, so I'm vibrating in front of Tinkerbell, waving. So these are probably going to be pretty hard to hear, but that was like a little twinkle fairy dust sound effect there. So I'm heading over to Jacques and Gus Gus, who are right over here. My band is vibrating. Just a similar flourish. So I'm going to go to Donald and Daisy here, who might be a little bit difficult to get close to. Okay, I'm vibrating. I think that I can hear some sort of audio, but it's a little bit hard. Yeah, I think that worked for me, I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm heading over to Pluto and Goofy. Now, it's a little bit hard to get close to the characters right now. I'm already vibrating right now, so I'm gonna head over there. Okay, so I'm starting to vibrate. How close do I need to be to Pluto and Goofy? Oh, okay. So I heard Pluto just then, and then I just heard Goofy. That was probably a little bit hard to hear, but I unlocked both of them. Okay, so my final characters to unlock are going to be right over here, Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Okay, so I just stand in a bit of a line to just get close to Mickey and Minnie, and I can hear them right now. Cool. I did it! I unlocked Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Okay, so that concludes all of the statues, at least in the hub and in the various lands of Magic Kingdom, so I just need to head all the way back to the front of the park. Okay, so I did unlock those statues, I suppose, and I'm gonna show the app, and presumably I would have unlocked the characters where they would have shown up on the app. It's hard to hear, definitely on the camera, but I did get to at least do them, I think, and I'll definitely come back with this and do it with Brennan so that she can hear and enjoy them too. Okay, so I think I'm probably heading out of Magic Kingdom now, of course, after I do my final golden statue all the way down by the train station down there, and then I'll be taking the monorail over to Epcot. So even though the show is going on, which made it a little bit harder to hear the golden statues, if the show wasn't going on, there probably would have been more people in front of the statues taking pictures. There are also a lot of people just using MagicBand Plus today in addition to me, so I've tried to be as patient as possible, just waiting my turn to go up to the statues. So aspects like the parade or the stage show, they sort of help just in actually getting to use this with a minimal amount of people in crowd. This did come out literally just a few days ago, so I'm presuming that my MagicBand does not work with the Roy statue as well. Also, today is the first day of August, so the very first Not So Scary Halloween party starts in about 2 weeks from now, and there are still no Halloween decorations on Main Street, so those will probably be put up very soon. Okay, so my MagicBand already started to vibrate. I'm getting very close to this one. That's cool. So that's a bit of a relevant little musical flourish. Okay, so I did it. I went up to every single statue in Magic Kingdom with my MagicBand Plus. Now to check out the app that I've downloaded. The fireworks by Cinderella Castle. Right, so I'm hiding in the shadow of the train station because it is just so incredibly hot. So this is the Disney Fab 50 Quest on the Play Disney app. So I'm signing into it. I don't know if I've been technically accomplishing what I've been wanting to accomplish in terms of checking off every single individual statue, at least according to the app, so I might have to come back and do that officially on a further trip. Today was literally just about going up to every single character and getting some sort of an auditory response from it. Plus the service has been a little bit all over the place in between just regular service and then Wi-Fi. So that'll be interesting to try to figure out if my MagicBand remembered all of the statues that I went to and then translated that to the app, or if not.
Please hold on to the handrails and stay clear of the doors until the monorail stops completely and the doors open.
Alright, so just getting off the monorail, coming from Magic Kingdom back at the Transportation and Ticket Center, and now I'm walking over to take the connecting monorail over to Epcot. It's because I'm not currently using it, I took off my MagicBand Plus, and it's a little bit hard to see, but I am charging it. The light is green right now, so I need to check the app and just see how much of a battery that I still have currently right now. Okay, so I'm going to go to the monorail, so by the door entrance and heading over to Epcot.
Yeah, so I'm going to plug out there because I'll have like
There's the front entrance right there. There's the spaceship Earth, and normally all the golden statues are pretty close together here.
that's starting to, I already checked already. See how it's
Sort of zoom in a little bit.
We're talking about Bougie dinner.
It'll be really cool to see what's going
We don't
on
have
with the one attraction. It's actually pretty easy to see just right here. Right, currently I'm on the monorail with
There's even more to explore.
there's a lot going on over
We are approaching the Epcot monorail station. For our smoking guests, there are designated smoking areas just outside the park. Please hold on to the handrails and stay clear of the doors.
I just got off of the monorail and now heading into Epcot. There aren't a lot of statues here, which is nice. While we're getting off of the monorail, this is a pretty cool view of the entrance into Epcot and Spaceship Earth. I don't know why I've never really noticed that. Before, straight ahead are the buses, which I am not going to be taking one of those over to Hollywood Studios, which is going to be my next park. But instead, I'm going to be taking the Disney Skyliner, which is going to be all the way back in the World Showcase, just for a fun transportation experience, just to get in between all of the parks today. Alright, so I'm inside Epcot. I just tried to use my MagicBand Plus, which I've now put back on my wrist, just as a normal MagicBand, just to get into the park, and it works just like a regular MagicBand used to work, which is as expected, right? So the Epcot golden statues are going to be pretty much at the entrance of World Showcase. The majority of them, at least, are back over there. Because I have not yet shown the size of this camera that I am currently using right now, this Canon 80D, which hopefully you can even see that. It is very intimidating how just large and heavy that this camera is. This is just This is a DSLR camera, like a legitimate DSLR camera, not a mirrorless one like my Canon M50 was that I used to use or still use. This is my first time just trying this out, so hopefully it's been reasonably at least in focus and you've been able to hear me the whole time. Pretty sure that I'm going to be looking for figments on the way into the World Showcase. Probably should have started the video with this information, but there are 36 different statues and 50 total characters at all of the parks. Magic Kingdom had 19 statues and 25 characters. Epcot has 6 statues with 9 characters. Hollywood Studios has 7 statues with 9 characters. And then Animal Kingdom has 4 statues with 7 characters. Okay, so my MagicBand is starting to buzz and vibrate. So, Figment, what do you got for me? Well, that was adorable. Alright, so Figment was pretty much right behind me, behind the monorail beam, and the rest of the statues should just be right here at the entrance into the World Showcase. Okay, so I just heard Dante bark. Didn't even wave my arm. Well, it did start to vibrate, that's for sure. So that was cool. Got a little bark and then a little guitar playing. That was Miguel and Dante, and then this is Rocket and Groot. And I already started getting a vibration here. Let's see. There it is. Of course. It's a song. Well, it was fun. Okay. Olaf and Pascal.
Hey! We were just talking about you. All good things. All good things.
Oh, cool. Neat. And then finally is over here. Okay, so this is Pooh and Hey Hey, which this might have already gone off when I was walking up to it. Oh, okay. So I got some pig and chicken sounds. And then there's the vibration right there. So that was it. That was all the statues at Epcot. Okay, so I came over to the water because I was trying to get the Play Disney Parks app to cooperate with the MagicBand Plus so that I could verify that I've actually seen all of these statues and interacted with them, but I can't seem to get that to cooperate with me today. So today is just going to be about just actually going to the statues and just hearing the interactivity of them. But as of now, I'm heading right over there to the International Gateway to take that over to Hollywood Studios. I still have not had any lunch today, which I anticipated doing either at Magic Kingdom or at Epcot. But whenever I do these challenges, if you want to call this a challenge, I always just get so hyped and excited to actually complete it and just making sure that I can finish the remainder of the parks that I need to get to, because if I stop for lunch and then I inevitably prevent myself from getting to a particular park, then I can attribute that failure to a particular decision, which would be eating food. But I do need to eat something at some point. Maybe once I get to Hollywood Studios, or maybe just once I get to Animal Kingdom at the end of the day. I don't know. I do have a couple hours though to make it to Animal Kingdom before it closes, so maybe I will stop for food before I get to the World Showcase or to the International Gateway. So this might be random, but what if I stopped to get some fish and chips from the UK? You know what? I'm doing it. I'm getting myself fish and chips from Epcot for the first time in a long time. Okay, so that was super quick. I got my fish and chips and then some massive waters here, so this is going to be a great quick little late lunch, early dinner, probably. All right, so that is where I got the fish and chips from, the Yorkshire County Fish Shop, and that's where I ate. Way over there, I would have gone down by the water, but they're setting for a private event down there, but I'm heading straight ahead to the International Gateway. It'd be fun to keep walking around Epcot, but I'll have to come back with Brennan so we can go to the Food and Wine Festival. Again, we have plenty of time to do that until the end of November. Way over there by the water, that's where I wanted to have my fish and chips, but that's what they're setting up for, the private event, which sometimes they do over here, sometimes they do over here, but nonetheless, I still enjoyed it. And here I go, heading over to the Disney Skyliner. Sometimes I flub up on my words and I redo a particular clip that I messed up on. That's what I do the majority of the time, but other times I just finished eating a deep fried plate of fish and french fries, and so I end up not redoing the clip because it's 100 degrees outside. All right, so here I go, heading up to the Skyliner to take this over to Hollywood Studios, and this will technically take me over to the Caribbean Beach Resort, and then I can take the connecting Skyliner over to Hollywood Studios, and then I still have about an hour and a half before Animal Kingdom closes today. I'm not too worried about time because really all I need to do in Hollywood Studios is just to go up to the various golden statues and interact with them, and then I'll head over to Animal Kingdom.
Welcome aboard the Disney Skyliner at Epcot International Gateway. We're flying to Disney's Riviera Resort with a final stop at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. We are now approaching the Skyliner turn station. While this special station was designed just for turning, other Skyliner stations were designed to complement their unique environments. From the glamour of Disney's Hollywood Studios to the laid-back islands of Disney's Caribbean Caribbean Beach Resort. Please remain seated until the doors automatically open. When exiting the cabin, please supervise children, collect your belongings, and watch your step. Thank you for flying with us. Welcome aboard the Disney Skyliner at Disney's Riviera Resort, a Disney vacation club. If you are just joining us, we are on our way to Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort with connecting flights to Disney's Hollywood Studios, Disney's Pop Century Resort, and Disney's Art of Animation Resort. Welcome to the islands of Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. All passengers must disembark or transfer at this station.
Alright, so that is the gondola that I just got off with. Yeah, the Beauty and the Beast one with my girl Mrs. Potts. And now heading over to Hollywood Studios, which is this connecting line right here. And I'm taking off from the Contemporary Resort. I'm in another wrapped gondola right now, so it's a little bit hard to see. The other one I obviously shared with another family, but this one I'm by myself because I'm talking obnoxiously to myself. It's a little bit hard to see where I came from. Over at Caribbean Beach as I'm heading into Hollywood Studios, but I wanted to check on my MagicBand here if it'll focus. There we go. So it says it is a full charge right now, which I didn't really charge it for that long. I just attached it to the charger as I left Magic Kingdom and made my way over to Epcot, which took about half an hour. So I have not had a problem whatsoever with either the connectivity of the Bluetooth or of the interactivity or of the battery level for this, which is great. So the plan is to, once I've gone inside and played with the interactive statues at Hollywood Studios, I can head over to the buses here and then take one of those over to Animal Kingdom. That's generally whenever I do a 4-part challenge, how I do them.
Please remain seated until the doors automatically open. When exiting the cabin, please supervise children, collect your belongings, and watch your step. Thank you for flying with us.
I brought my umbrella with me today, just on the off chance that it did happen to rain, and per usual, whenever I bring my umbrella, that's when it doesn't rain, and then when I don't bring my umbrella, that's when it's been nice and sunny and hot all day today. Okay, so I've made it through security and I'm heading inside Disney's Hollywood Studios. Alright, so I enjoyed my time at Magic Kingdom, and then I had some lunch at Epcot, but today I'm all about the business in Hollywood Studios. Pretty sure that this has been one of the more popular parks to do MagicBand Plus at, solely due to the interactive Bounty Hunter game back in Batu in Galaxy's Edge, but I am not doing that today. Okay, so I've started the vibrates here. Oh no, did you just say something? That keeps happening, where I think that it's just vibrating because I'm getting near the statue, but it's actually my interactive activity or audio. Oh, there she is. Interesting. So there seems to be like audio blurbs and then also little just songs from a lot of the statues. Okay, Frozone. Do you detect me? I haven't gotten any vibrations yet. Oh, there's one right there. Okay, so I got another little song. That's interesting. Does it just go through the Rolodex of just different audio sounds that they can do? And on the other side of those statues, I'm already feeling the vibrations from BB-8 and R2-D2. Okay. That's neat. So if the statues, and I've been wondering this too, if they're technically different statues, if you have to individually interact at either of them, but it seems like they're sort of together if they're like a pair, like this close. So those were back there, pretty much right in front of the Chinese theater, and the other ones are going to be over here on this side of the courtyard, whatever you want to call this area. Okay, so here, Flounder and Sebastian, my band already vibrated. That's adorable. I love that it vibrates whenever you're close to it, and then another vibration generally actually makes it do its audio. And then in front of Hollywood Brown Derby is Joe Gardner. Let's see. Imagine that I want to line up with the 50th emblem. Oh, there it is. Okay, so just another generic Hollywood Studios sound. I'm guessing that ones that don't have like an actual audio clip are supposed to correspond with the park that they're in. And here's the final statue in this park. Bo Peep and Woody.
Stick with me, you'll be fine.
Interesting. Okay. Woody didn't say anything. That was really subtle. That was very quiet. I guess they're playing another song again. I don't think that was my band, but I heard another audio that was also just Bo Peep, so maybe Woody just doesn't talk on this one?
Woody, you are gonna love this.
Yeah, doesn't sound like what he wants to tell her. I would play around a little bit more, but I do need to head over to Animal Kingdom before that closes now in about 45 minutes. So I want to make sure that I can get over there and at least do all of the statues today because I will be coming back with this. I already paid for it. It was $35, which it is eligible for some discounts, so that was nice. But yeah, I'll have to come back and just play with some of the statues and just hear the different iterations of maybe what they do say if there are alternative versions. I made this joke over at Magic Kingdom, so I might as well make the joke here. Is he an interactive statue? I don't think that he is. Well, that was probably one of my quicker trips to Hollywood Studios, about 15 minutes, but I made sure that I had plenty of time for the buses over to Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom does have the least amount of statues, so that is probably going to be an even quicker trip than Hollywood Studios, but I have to take the bus back to my car at the Transportation and Ticket Center. Animal Kingdom in particular is the park that myself and Vernon have really been wanting to go to. There's a lot that's going on there that's relatively new, and then just we haven't been there together in a long time. It's always been sort of just me walking around and riding rides and exploring the park, but we need to go together. Okay, so the bus station is of course on the other side of the Disney Skyliner, just way down there. I just need to find the stop for Animal Kingdom and hopefully that bus arrives pretty quickly. All right, so let's see where I am heading. I already looked at this, I'm just joking around. I'm heading to the bus station number 34 for Disney's Animal Kingdom. Okay, is that my bus right there or is that another bus? I'm having fun with the zoom. Oh my god, it actually is my bus. What are the chances? That was really lucky. Don't close the door. So far it's just me right now on the bus because the park closes in half an hour, so why would anybody be going to Animal Kingdom if it wasn't to complete a challenge? Okay, so I didn't end up being completely alone on the bus. But I have half an hour to make it over to Animal Kingdom now before it closes, which should be plenty of time. I made it to Animal Kingdom. It's a little hard to see. Right over there. Ooh, I'm bouncing around. I feel like I always get dropped off at the very end of this bus station every single time. But I just need to make it inside Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, which is where I am at the moment, and I can do my final little MagicBand Plus activities. Alright, so I made it through security. The sun is starting to set, but I made it to Disney's Animal Kingdom, and I have about 15 minutes just to get inside the park. I don't know why I always leave Animal Kingdom for last. I know that I really enjoy the chronology of doing these sorts of videos, but I always leave the park that closes the earliest for the last park that I need to go to. Why do I do that? I'm totally the guy that's getting to the park while everyone else is leaving, but all I need to do is just run in it and head over to the statues and interact with them, and then I'll be heading on home. Well, this exit is actually a little bit quiet heading into the park. It's always interesting just to dissect the psychology of which entrance and exit people choose to go into and leave the park from. Okay, so the statues that I'm heading to are just literally all right in front of the Tree of Life, right there. This is probably not going to take very long whatsoever to do this. Okay, so I'm going to try to go to the ones that are the least congested, so I'm heading over to the Finding Nemo ones. My band is already starting to vibrate. Here's Nemo and Dory.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
Okay, cool. So maybe some of the characters that have two characters on the same statue, maybe only one of them will talk. That's interesting, and I'm glad that I got an actual little audio blurb rather than like a song. Okay, next up is Thumper and Bambi. I was seeing the family struggle with this one a little bit. You can see my band is thinking about it. Cool. So I guess this is the little musical audio swirl. Did it the second time. That's interesting. Okay, my final statues are right over there. This is of course Simba and Timon and Pumbaa. Let's see, do they sense me? Hello there. I'm doing it too fast. Okay, there we go. We're vibrating. So it sounds like purring. Oh no, that's warthog noises. And then Simba giggles. Okay, neats. Well, there it is. That was my final statue for the 50th anniversary, interacting with the MagicBand Plus, which that was fun. And that is all that I needed to do at Animal Kingdom today, was just interact with those statues, and I did it. And the park is still a couple minutes away from being closed. I'd like to stay and linger a little bit because the sky looks beautiful and it finally feels fantastic right now, but I need to make it to the buses so I can head back to Magic Kingdom to get back to my car. I'm probably going to save my final thoughts for my walk back to my car, but ultimately I think that this was a huge success. I actually had fun, and I'm excited to bring this back and just keep using it just to see the variations of audio sounds from all of the different golden statues, and then get to do the Batu adventure over at Hollywood Studios. This was great. This was fun. I still have a pretty reasonable time frame to make it back to my car because the bus sister dropped me off at Magic Kingdom, and then I'll have to take the monorail or the ferry boat back to my car. Exiting the park, I'm going to head across my bridge. I have not really played around with the aperture on this in terms of how well it performs in low light. It's probably pretty similar to my old camera. Well, I guess just my Canon M50 with the particular lens that I use, because I've been using a Sigma lens, which has a very, very nice aperture in terms of low light, but so far this has been pretty impressive for me. So also when it comes to the MagicBand, I intentionally did not want to be one of the first people to use it because I tend to try to stray away from that kind of content by being the first just for the sake of being first, either getting to review something or getting to experience something for the very first time. I wanted to see what other people actually thought because I wanted their opinion on whether or not this was a reasonable purchase to buy. And for the most part, people, I don't know, they had aspects that they did like and didn't like from it, and just the fact that I was able to get a discount on it made it worth it just to come and give it a go, and I liked it. And I'm looking in the dusk right now. It's just a very relaxing atmosphere, and then again with the factor of the weather finally being reasonable in terms of how hot it is. This is a pleasant way to exit the park right now. Alright, so I loitered for a little bit, but that was yet another 15-minute trip to a theme park, and I promise I will come back to Animal Kingdom to give it the time that it deserves, because we really do want to come back and just walk around and explore the park and ride some rides. Hopefully the bus ride and the monorail trip isn't too long. It took a little bit on the monorail today, especially to get back from the Magic Kingdom to the Transportation and Ticket Center, and then to wait for the next monorail to head over to Epcot. Out of the states, the tram service will come back with the rest of the parks in addition to Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, but I'm heading to the bus station, which is probably down here. If I had to guess, my bus stop is probably the one with all of the people at it, waiting to go to Magic Kingdom as well, because that's really the only park that's open right now. Okay, I take it back, it's not the only park that's open, but it's the one that's probably the most worth it to go to. Okay, that did not take very long at all. The bus is here, and I'm heading to Magic Kingdom. Alright, I made it to Magic Kingdom. That was the bus to get over here. That was sort of a long trip. Animal Kingdom all the way to Magic Kingdom, but now I need to either take the monorail or the boat back over to the Transportation and Ticket Center. It's sort of interesting. There's currently lightning right now, so it might actually rain. So maybe I won't be able to take the ferry boat, and I'll only be able to take the monorail. I'm not sure yet. Okay, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and head over to the monorail, just in case, because there's been a lot of lightning. And I do have an umbrella, but it's a very tiny little umbrella. I'm taking the resort monorail, just because I'm in no particular rush right now. And it would be fun to just pass by Magic Kingdom if it's still doing that. So they actually just made an announcement that they'll be holding for the weather, and they'll be here for a little while, so maybe I just need to walk back to the Transportation and Ticket Center, because they said that they would be here for a bit. Well, talk about an interesting experience and a different way to spend the evening. I'm heading over to this pathway just right over here to walk back to my car. This is when I wish I had a narrator, because they are running the ferry boat right now back to the Transportation and Ticket Center, so I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. Okay, somehow I made it to the rain. General Joe Potter avoiding the rain thus far. Okay, so I literally made it upstairs, and it is pouring down rain right now. This is incredibly intense. I don't want to say that I'm absolutely soaked. Whoa! I have no idea how this boat is able to run right now. I'm getting soaked. Whoa! I don't think that I've ever seen this ferry boat this full of people. Right now they are absolutely filling it to its capacity, just to get as many people on here as possible. Well, I barely made it, without a doubt. I got very lucky. Moving into visibility across the room. From what I can tell, I think definitely an experience for me. This is a pretty reasonable visual indicator of just how badly it's raining right now. As soon as we have visibility, we'll be heading across the lagoon. Everyone's clapping because we're leaving. Hooray! Look how badly it's pouring down rain right now. This was absolutely an experience. Wow, this is so intense. You wouldn't think that we'd be able to do this right now on the water during a lightning storm. Not sure if fireworks are happening tonight or not. Good lord. That's my number very good. Everybody's started cheering for what he's heading towards. Advocated for people that are anticipating watching the fireworks in a few minutes, which may or may not actually take place tonight. As packed as it was, the boat is finally disembarking very slowly, probably due to nature of ponchos and umbrellas, which, speaking of which, remember my little comment from earlier, who's laughing now? Mr. Oyby. So this is the current situation, which as of right now is involving some minor flooding. I am very glad that I have an umbrella right now. It's pretty bizarre. I was in the center of the ferry boat and I still got soaked, absolutely drenched by the wind and the rain. This was intense. Okay, well I made it back to the transportation and ticket center. Somehow I can't imagine that the trams are running right now, so I'm probably just going to walk all the way back to my car, which is in the very back of the Villains parking lot today. So that was my first experience utilizing MagicBand Plus at Walt Disney World at all 4 theme parks, getting to interact with all 36 golden statues and 50 characters at Disney, and I had an incredible time. I was so surprised. This is pretty reasonably priced if you don't get the fancier version of the MagicBand, and then you can get an additive discount on top of that. And just getting to use this to interact with the characters, and I want to go back to Hollywood Studios to do the Batu Bounty Hunter game, and then also during the nighttime spectaculars, this will light up. It will do what the Glow with the Show Mickey ears used to do, I'm pretty sure, and just sort of illuminate to the shows. So it's not the most impressive technology, to be fair, but it's a lot of fun to just get to do it and interact with those characters and just parts about the park that I've never gotten to do before. And I didn't know that I was going to do this today, but I decided to go ahead and come here and do it, and I am not disappointed. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. And hopefully I can get home somehow during this thunderstorm here.